Let's be real about sports equality. Shout out to Took.
Yeah.
Remember, the starting five here again. Before we start, remember, we are powered by the Binge Podcast Network. Shout out to iHeartMedia and 1019 Kiss FM. You can listen to us on any podcast platform. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LBR Sports 901 and join the Facebook group at the Let's Be Real group. All right, we'll go down show list today. March Madness, Final Four set, and a lot of surprises happening on the way there.
Good games, though.
Yep.
Awesome games.
Great games.
Awesome.
Lee 8 was spot on.
Yeah.
Going from there, NBA, Devin Booker has had a scoring turd lately and a lot of losing efforts.
Better kick a man when he down. Huh?
I mean, he plays for Phoenix, so hey.
Yeah, we go to a real talk segment. We're going to talk about the McDonald's All-American Dunk Contest. We'll get to it when we get to that one. So, and followed by our famous Troll and All. So first, we'll start with March Madness. I guess y'all want us to talk about Tennessee first, or y'all want to go to Duke, Kentucky? I mean, which
one?
We'll be right and start with Tennessee.
We'll start with Tennessee first.
Let's go and get it out the way.
Yeah, let's get it out the way.
So if y'all
just go get it out the way, but
so
get out the way.
Me and Trevor's UT Vols, we lost 99 to 94 in overtime.
Yep. Yeah.
Purdue. Dude, Klein couldn't miss.
Shout out to Klein, bro. Shout out to Klein.
So what do y'all want to ask me and Trevor?
I never understood y'all's dislike for Rick Barnes until I watched the game.
Yeah.
I never just kind of like paid attention to because I think the couple games that I've watched y'all play, he's done well, but he made a lot of big mistakes in that game. For starters, that time that whatever he tried to do with 3 seconds left or 1 second left,
1 second.
to draw up a play where you inbound the ball from underneath the opponent's basket to half court line, and then you make another pass, and then you call timeout. He did that as if he had like 10 seconds. I was like, what are you doing? Like, that was absolutely stupid. So it was that play, and then for me, leaving Grant Williams on the bench to start the overtime.
Yeah, that's what bothered me as well.
That blew me. I was like, that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
And like, he was the sole reason that y'all won the game, the previous game, which was remind me,
Iowa.
Yeah. He was the sole reason that y'all won the Iowa game.
He's the best
player. He was the
2 years in a row.
Yeah, y'all literally gave him the ball every single possession, and he won the game for y'all. So for you to start overtime in the game that you could literally lose and go home, you start your best player on the bench. That made no sense to me at all.
So how do y'all feel about that?
I mean,
I've had my reservations about Rick Barnes way back to when he first got hired, because he's coached arguably the greatest college player we've seen in our times in Kevin Durant, and he couldn't do nothing with him until
Ooh, that's a good troller. That's a good troller.
But just I knew my reservation was just all those questionable calls. Of course, we left a lot of points at the free throw.
Yes, sir.
A lot of free throw. And I quote my man Sharkey.
Purdue did too.
Yeah.
they kept us in game missing free throws also. So.
And I'll quote Sharkey on this. Free throws matter.
But I think every squad in the tournament knows that now.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with us going forward, because had Tennessee by some chance pulled it off, I was going to be trolling. I was going to come in here with the Jerry Snow Cones t-shirt.
That would have been disrespectful. Been a little too disrespectful.
I know. I'm trolling. I'm trolling on them.
I call that out in the parking lot. All right.
But can you really blame Bruce Pearl for a team that did go 14 for 28 at the free throw line? Like, that can't be a coaching thing, though.
Reverse that one. Bruce Pearl coach Auburn now.
Yeah, you said
Bruce Pearl.
Not Bruce Pearl.
You mean Rick Barnes?
Rick Barnes.
Y'all need Bruce Pearl right now.
Right. Slick.
But can we blame Rick Barnes for that though? 28 free throws, he only make half
Barnes for he does it consistently every year. He did it at Texas. He done it at Tennessee last year. When it comes to NCAA tournament, big time games, he chokes as a coach.
Yep.
Now, of course, the free throws, that's not on him. But throughout, like Scott said, that last play, right for overtime, leaving Grant Williams out. Even the last game, I know Schofield took himself out, but he showed quote unquote second best player, 1A, 1B player. Now you tell him, you get your butt in the game. So Rick Barnes his
decision making is questionable.
Big time moments.
Yeah.
So are you gonna blame y'all conservative play on him too?
Yep.
That's a coach.
That's the game plan. So
that's the game plan from the coach.
Yeah, but I'll say this: I don't think it's all on him though. I think it's a mix of like the bad calls that he made, plus bad free throw shooting, and then plus they had several calls that didn't go their way. It was the quote unquote the out of bounds play where like the good the team slipped my mind already.
Purdue.
Yes, Purdue stepped out of bounds. Was it Purdue stepped out of bounds with y'all? I think the Purdue guys. When they saved the ball, they missed that call.
Yeah,
that 3-point shot attempt, in my opinion, and we talked about this off air. As a referee, I wouldn't have called it a foul because in which he got fouled. I don't think it affected his shooting motion. I don't think it affected his shot. So for me, I mean, it's a foul, but I don't think that's something you call at the end of the game. For me personally, so I think it's a mixture of all of those. And of course, when the team loses the game, the coach gets a lot of the blame too. So
yeah.
Well, just as for me, I mean, my favorite teams always let me down, so I didn't really get crushed. It was like, here we go again. Another year. My birthday, perfect segue. But just that last play, I was a lot of the annoying Tennessee fans me and Trevor talking about, just seeing them complain. Even when Purdue was playing the next game against Virginia, which we were talking about a little more in a minute, they were just happy like, oh yeah, Duke. Purdue. That's what they deserve. What's going on? I was like, bro,
you got outplayed.
Yeah, you got outplayed.
Easily. We fell
Two
down.
Players outplayed all y'all players.
We were down by 18 points.
At one point.
It started right there.
Y'all, what was it? 2 games back to back that y'all were down X amount of points.
We was up by 20.
We was up by 25 against
y'all blew that.
Yeah, we was up 25.
Y'all deserve to be at home. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
You down one game and you up 20. You deserve to be at home. Anytime you do that, you deserve to be at home.
Right. Yeah. And then what Skyler just said, it actually was a foul. Sure, I would not called it in, but it was a foul. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and plus, as we always say, you never leave it to the refs in that situation. Never leave it to the refs.
Yeah,
it is what it is. A lot of other craziness happened throughout the rest of the tournament. I think the city of Memphis is happy overall with not just Tennessee losing, Kentucky lost, Kansas lost,
Kansas,
Duke out. I mean, the city of Memphis is probably really happy.
The city of Memphis is man,
the team that we should have beat is in the Final Four in Texas Tech. So Memphis is feeling pretty good.
The Mrs. is happy. Michigan State's in the Final Four. So hey,
I hate I predicted that right.
What else? So going from Tennessee, where y'all want to start at next? Y'all want to start with North Carolina getting blown out first? Y'all want to go to Purdue and Virginia?
Go to North Carolina. We knew North Carolina. You don't stop shooters. It's a wrap. Said that last week.
And they hit 11 threes in the first half. It was over with.
Like, anytime you don't stop a shooter, we feeling it. We going to heat check all game long. For as long as it's dropping. Hey, keep doing it. Keep going. All game long. You ain't play the perimeter? Okay, bet. I'm going to let it go, too. So, at the end of the day, you didn't stop that shooting, you was going to be at home. Regardless if Cam Johnson had a good game, your creative player.
Kobe White.
He's talking about Luke May.
Luke May.
Luke May had a game.
I saw Twitter, somebody put like, when the game was ended, he went to the bench for the last time. It's like Luke May's finished his final game of his 17-year career.
Sound about right. Because Burr been there for a long time. I feel like he came in right after Tyler Hansborough. Tyler Hansborough was in the league for a while.
I was just about to say, then, where is he?
I mean, we did get our wish as far as scoring wise. Because it was like 90. Yeah. He said first to like 85 was going to win it. So,
I mean, but we saw who was on the fast track to get there.
Exactly. Exactly.
A big takeaway for me before we go into Duke is the coaching that we've seen from all of these teams. Like Chris Beard from Texas Tech has really coached that team up from nothing, and that's almost the same team that y'all boy
Tubby Smith.
Yeah. But we're not gonna talk about that. I mean, he's coached that team up well. Bruce Pearl, my God, has really turned
shout out Bruce Pearl
around.
Them folks eating lobster, steak, shrimp, crab. They eating best every night.
Yeah, I would like to speak on the Bruce Pearl Tennessee situation. I know a lot of people are like laughing at Tennessee for us firing him. We had no choice but to fire him. Because he actually had to show calls, and he couldn't coach nobody for like 2 or 3 years. So
Big 3.
Yeah. So at that time, it's like he He ducked his hand. He lied. He got in trouble. That was it.
I'm still gonna want to know where is the energy now for like wanting Bruce back, because remember when
Konzo Martin.
When Konzo was there,
I signed the petition. Get him back.
I mean, but it was like right before Jonell them like took us to the Elite Eight.
I think that sparked that run.
Yeah,
that sparked that run. They weren't married.
You don't like Jonell? You don't like Jonell? Well, he had a body though. He had a body.
Yeah, he was serving in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, easily.
That's just like coming out and saying, "Yeah, you remember Wayne Chisholm?" What?
Hey, he was serving.
Hey,
yep. So like I said, Chris Beard for Texas Tech, Bruce Pearl for Auburn. Tony Bennett has really
finally,
he's really like helped that team bounce back from the disaster last year. And again, I mentioned Tom Izzo a couple weeks ago. Like the game plan that he had and the plays that he drew up against Duke was
spot on.
Yeah, it was spot on. Like he constantly drew a play after play after play, and there was almost nothing that they could do about it. So that was a really good game plan. So I don't think the Final Four that we have is not a Final Four that we all predicted, but
it's March Madness.
I'm not gonna say
It's
what we wanted. What we wanted is probably
I don't think anybody.
I don't care. It's like
I love to see all the Blue Bulls out. So I know for the general audience now, but I mean, now how you feel about Kentucky losing the same Auburn team we were just talking about?
We stopped their shooting. That was the point.
So, how does it feel?
I actually like Coach Cal for actually stopping it. Huh?
The point is to win. Not
the point is to win, but we didn't get blown out like North Carolina did, though. We actually did what we were supposed to do. You can't help your lead player actually stepped up, clutch free throws, drove to the basket. He burnt everybody speed-wise.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything to guard him. He's actually doing everything you need him to do. I mean, he put the team on his back and carried them folks. You can't do nothing about that.
What's crazy is arguably their most talented player. He got hurt. He tore his ACL.
In North Carolina, Yep.
I mean, I appreciate the man for showing up at the stadium, to support them folks, bro. Yeah. Said, man, I was gonna stay at the hotel, man. But no, Kentucky. I feel like they should have went to PJ Washington a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Auburn had anybody to stop him, whether it was out on the perimeter or inside.
For Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Reed Travis.
Reed Travis. Tyler Hero did absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
He did
I think he had 7 points.
What did Keldon Johnson do?
He stepped up. I think he had like 10 points. That's all he had. He really wasn't nothing.
Basically all season what he been doing.
Honestly, I needed to see more out of Kentucky's guard, their point guard.
Ashton Higgins.
Yeah, I hate that man. Shares the close to the same name. But at the end of the day, like that's John Calipari. That's his problem choosing a point guard that can't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even refer that back to my boy. I don't want to hear none of that.
Trust me, it wasn't
going to get brought up. It was on his mind. That's probably the only person talking about it. I was, because I know how y'all are. I know how y'all are. At the end of the day.
And I'm pretty sure our listeners feel the exact same way.
Exactly.
The only person thinking about that guy.
Half our listeners probably got the hands from me in 2K with John Wall, so I don't want to hear nothing.
And you just had to say his name.
Yeah, exactly. Either way it go. I didn't appreciate that he didn't really do anything besides a couple drives, maybe that, but he was just really being a generic point guard. He wasn't trying to put the team on his back. He wasn't trying to get stops. He was getting burnt. So that at the end of the day, here we are.
Yeah. But in the end, shout out to Auburn for real. Like 3 blue bloods back to back to back just to get to the Final Four.
North Carolina.
That's what's up.
That's why I wish they would have got him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was hoping they played Duke. I was like,
so you can see if they can leave it all 4.
That would, boy.
Yeah.
I think for me at that time that was the most impressive win for me for any team for the whole tournament, just because we talked about. I think you mentioned it in your Charlie a couple weeks ago. Like, can Auburn make it this far? And I think we all mentioned, I mean, you can, but they got to continue to shoot the way that they've been doing. And this was a game where they didn't shoot it that well, and they still found a way to win. So I thought that was the most impressive win until Michigan State came and beat Duke, which perfect segue. Bang, bang.
Before we move on, what they did teach me about Auburn, if they didn't win like that, I wouldn't thought they could beat Virginia. Because they did win like that, I believe they can beat. Now I believe they will beat Virginia.
Yeah.
In the Final Four.
Ooh, Auburn the national championship.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now. They're gonna have the most lit party.
They got to make it.
Yeah.
UT gonna be calling Bruce Pearl back to back for the next 3 days.
We finna leave them on red.
Gonna be blowing that man.
Are we doing predictions? Like for the next game?
We can.
But let's go ahead and talk about Duke and Michigan State.
Yeah, so that Duke and Michigan game.
Hold on, poor. Did y'all even see the Virginia Purdue game?
Yes, that was a really good game.
Cisco, man, I bought the thong song after that, bro.
Whoa.
Bro, hit the guy's ass shot.
I feel a little disturbed that you bought the thong song after watching a bunch of niggas play basketball. I'm bothered by it.
I thought about this. I didn't think about looking at the song.
Exactly. You could have did Unleash the Dragon. You could have did something. The thong song?
Thong song. Didn't do incomplete, didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Thong song.
It would have been a little worse though.
I mean, could you have done Drew Hill or something?
Dude look like Cisco.
He look like Cisco.
Some dude put it on Twitter. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Came to my mind.
Fun fact, Cassius does look like Paul Pierce, bro.
Yeah, he do.
For Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yes.
You cannot tell me he don't look like Paul Pierce. Now he played like him too.
Yep.
Stop it, Pop.
Yeah.
He do.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that we'll get to Duke in a minute. But that Purdue and Virginia game was one of the best games I've seen in quite some time. Like I think they were literally matching each other shot for shot. The last
It was basically like the Tennessee game.
the last 5 minutes of the game, and then going into overtime, they were literally matching each other shot
Carson
for shot.
Edwards.
Yeah,
Carson Edwards, boy.
He balled. I mean, he had already been averaging 25, 30 for the tournament anyway, and then to put up 40.
I think it was 42.
42 in that game was against Virginia, who has a really good defense. So that was impressive. That's one of the best games I've seen in a minute.
Good defense, better offense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, we gonna show Texas Tech some love?
Oh yeah.
Man, no.
With them beating Gonzaga? Yeah.
They cause Gonzaga was like the highest scoring team in college basketball. And they held them like 20 points under the average. So.
Yep.
Once again, this is a defensive Final Four outside of Auburn, but Auburn proved they could play defense.
At the end of the day, I hate that I be right every year. Any team with state behind their name be the underdogs and make an upset. Florida State, Michigan State, Texas Tech. Who else? What's another state that comes out of nowhere and makes a run besides those I just named? Because Texas Tech is new.
Yeah, Texas Tech is new.
I can't think of one.
Florida State. Well, I said Florida State. Michigan
State, Michigan State is not really.
Kansas State made a run before.
Yeah, Kansas State usually made a run.
So can we make a proposal and change University of Memphis to Memphis?
They should.
They play better than they beat for state uniform.
Bingo. See.
Yep.
Gotta talk to President Rudd about that one.
Yep. But it's gonna go on with Cassius Winston and Michigan State upsetting Zion Williamson and them boys.
Man, upset Duke, upset Zion.
Yeah, I think that was a really good game. I really had going into the game. I had a feeling that Michigan State would win the game, and I tweeted after the game like you can only one team can have so much luck during March Madness. Like they had luck against UCF, they had luck against Virginia Tech. Yep. So like at some point your luck just runs out.
Pause for a minute. I gotta go back to that. Everybody in here done played tip.
Yep.
21 tip out.
I think I saw you tweet or something.
Yep.
Bro.
You had 1.1 seconds.
He mustn't know he had no time.
Any shooter knows that you can grab that ball
and dunk it,
release it with a form. Within 0.6 of a second, and actually have a good shot and send folks home. But no, you want to tap it like you had 0.3 seconds left.
Right.
What was that? And then you surprised it just went to the other side of the rim. You didn't. You put no form on it, bro. You just grabbed it with the balls of your hand and just threw that shit at the rim.
You think he was scared of Zion? Huh? You think he was scared of Zion?
Everybody that sees him in the air are scared of him.
Yeah. Like, he didn't even go for the ball. He didn't even go for it.
He proved that today.
My guy eyes was looking at the rim, bro.
Yeah.
He proved that today.
Zion wasn't even paying attention to it. That was crazy. That's the crazy part about it.
Zion put a lot of fear in a lot of these folks' eyes because he gonna beat it regardless.
Yeah.
If it's on the edge of the backboard in your face, you pulling the three, he coming out wherever.
It made it more impressive that Michigan State stayed composed through all that because he was everywhere. Like a three.
He changed a lot of shots today just for him coming out of nowhere, or they know he's in the area.
They had that one guy, McQuaid. He had that little turnaround.
That was trash.
that was low.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
but he didn't like that because Zion coming out.
As soon as I saw he hit that, I was like, all I thought about was New England when he caught the ball
Oh, do the other man.
Yes. That's all I thought about. I was like, y'all finna win this game.
Yep.
You making shots like that?
Funny how the basketball gods work.
Bruh.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was a really good game. The only thing I think Coach K could have done differently was when Zion picked up his second.
To continue to play him?
I didn't mind taking because he took him out, but then he put him back in. I think he should have left him in just a little bit longer because at that point when he picked up his second, if I'm not mistaken, they were up 9.
Oh yeah, that's when.
And I said I will not pull him just yet. And the moment he did, they went on a 5-0 run, timeout. Then Michigan State, and then Tom Izzo told them something, and then here come another 6 or 8.
13-0 run.
Yeah,
I
13-0 run going into the
guarantee
half.
he went back to the bench. Zion on the bench. Jack White is out there. Burn him. First of all, before this tournament even started, he was 0 of 41 from the 3-point line.
White guy that can't shoot, man. Why is he playing?
In March.
Exactly.
We leave you out there on the 3-point line for a reason, bro.
No disrespect to all my white friends out there, but come on.
Bro.
That's true.
Sub him for Klein. Give me Klein, bro. Even though Klein didn't do nothing last game, give me Klein. At least I think he can knock down the 3 better. Yeah. But Jack White is still pulling, and you ain't hitting none of the last 40 shots, bro.
That is crazy.
That is
last 40 shots. You know how?
I have more respect for Ben Simmons now.
Bro.
Because he know he can't shoot and he doesn't shoot.
Bro.
My guy who can't shoot and still shooting.
I think I still think he trolling though.
I do too.
I think Ben's trolling now at this point.
He just trash at shooting for real.
No, I think he's trolling.
No.
I think he's trolling.
So yeah, did
y'all
anyway,
back
to Jack White. Anyway, Jack White is some Jack trash.
Jack trash.
Some Jack ass. But,
Jack Daniels better than Jack White. Yeah,
bro, all flavors, including the nasty one, better than that man. But no, Jack White really got burnt on defense. He didn't provide anything on offense, and that's why Zion had to be thrown right back in. Even the announcer said that during the game, this is the first time Zion has rested for a minute and 30 seconds. Zion has played every game all game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now you see why Jack White don't get in. Why would you put Jack White in if Zion don't need a breather? And the only reason why he needed a breather because he's on defense and offense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But him getting burnt, not Hero, but what's the other kid? White kid.
Alex O'Connell.
Yeah.
He ain't do nothing.
He ain't do nothing. So at that point, it was all Zion, to be honest with you, until RJ knocked down a couple shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cam Reddish did nothing for me. I mean, he was really good defensively, and so which is because Alex O'Connell got burnt. Like that Virginia Tech game, he got burnt time after time. So I was like, I hope Cam can play. So Cam, I think he made a 3 and a couple free throws, but and I tweeted this: he's much better defensively than he is offensively. Like, I mean, I saw a couple of his highlights like coming out of high school. He could shoot it, but he hadn't been able to shoot the ball. I think he only had maybe 2 good games this whole year. And he really did nothing to help out Zion and RJ Barrett this game.
That's my problem.
So,
because Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter from Virginia, y'all supposed to be like, they were projected to be like the 4th and 5th pick in the draft.
That just shows you it's a weak draft.
I need some offense.
That just shows it's a weak draft.
Say that again.
They're like projected like 4th round, 4th, 5th. They're
4th, 5th overall.
Both of them are projected to be like the 4th and 5th picks in the draft.
Interesting.
First of all, okay, what you...
That just confirms this draft is not that strong.
Extremely top heavy.
Yep.
Extremely top heavy. Top 3. That's
top
it.
3. Yep. That's it.
Zion,
RJ. I gotta hope that the dude from Vanderbilt that got hurt, Darius Garland.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this: that Hachimura guy from Gonzaga, he's good. He can't shoot for 3. He can't shoot 3,
but he's not gonna be like a. He might be a good role player.
Yeah, I think he'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Reddish ain't going top 5 for me, bro.
He's going top 5. He's going top 5.
He's going top 5. Yeah.
He's going top 5.
I mean, you would. Like I said, Zion, RJ,
Ja
Morant.
And that's it.
That's it.
Right.
I mean, them your top 3 regardless.
Yeah.
You be a fool to pass up on
I know Donovan
three
Mitchell said 14 in this draft. There I know Kawhi Leonard at 15, 16, wherever you drafted. You ain't got that in this draft.
Nope.
I don't know. You got Paul Pierce Jr. coming up, so I don't, you know.
Pierce Jr.
All right, man.
That's hilarious.
All right, we go to the NBA. So we're talking about lottery picks. Devin Booker, who stuck with a sorry team, apparently. His stat line the last 3 games. He had 59. He had 52 the next one.
Let me see.
Yeah, that might have been straight disrespectful.
He had 48 against the Memphis.
48 against the Grizz, 50 against the Wizards, and 59 against the Jazz.
The Wizards, you say.
Yeah. First of all,
I didn't want to say it, but
it's there. It's there.
But anyway,
last time I checked, I'm looking on the screen. Did we not take that W? Thank you.
And Memphis won. Shout out to the Grizzlies. Shout out to Too called it. I didn't like the draft pick, but Jonas Valanciunas, he's been way better than I even expected him to be.
I think he had
30 and 20.
Yeah, I was just gonna say 30 and 20. Yeah.
So
what was it? What's that box score too?
Which one? For the Suns?
Yeah, man.
And then let me see. What is it? I mean,
let's start with the Utah Jazz game. He had 59 points. Their team had 92.
Yep.
And they lost.
They lost by like 30.
Y'all ain't never played 2K and one dude shooting all the shots. What you talking about?
Oh man,
125 to 92.
Yeah.
So, what are y'all thoughts on him? Is he stuck?
I kind of want to feel sorry for him, but then again, I don't, because I think back to when he signed an extension with them.
Last year.
Yeah, at the end of last year.
Call money.
Yep.
You could have got probably just as much.
Call money.
Could have got just as much in the open market.
Here's the thing. You can't go far with a team whose starting point guard is, I don't even know who. The Anthony Melton. They just signed Jimmer Fredette, Jawan Evans. Like, they have no leadership. Like, even though Devin Booker is like,
that starts in the front office though.
Definitely starts in the front office.
Phoenix has been a messed up front office for years.
Since Steve Kerr left. Yep.
Years.
I think they were kind of like in their own ways, because I think it was a Steve Kerr, and then D'Antoni was a coach, and they didn't have like no kind of defense. So
this was
when
Steve Kerr was there.
D'Antoni
was gone. D'Antoni was already gone.
Okay.
This Albert Gentry was there, and they had they went to the conference finals that year in 2010, and then from that point on,
didn't matter, obviously.
From that point on, they've been in the lottery every single year since then.
And it's like, but you still have like no point guard, which is, still a leader. So it's like, yeah, y'all kind of slide.
I mean, do you need a point guard to be a leader though?
No, but you need some kind of direction for a team to go in.
I mean, Devin Booker, I guess he's not.
He's just not leader material.
Yeah. He's like Kobe. Like, he's a straight up scorer, but he's not a leader, which is fine.
Whoa.
Kobe's never.
Hey, whoa.
In the beginning of Kobe's career, he was not a leader.
Hey, look.
He was not a leader.
I was like, you talking about his
stomach drop.
I sure thought it was his whole career. I was like, okay, in the beginning, I'm with
Kobe
you.
White for North Carolina. I was like, ain't no way you talking about Kobe, bro.
Kobe Carl.
Ain't no way, bro.
Now, that's the name that bro said Kobe Carl.
Kobe didn't
Wow.
start developing as a leader till like I think when Powell got there.
Okay.
Okay.
Boy, I almost afraid of you.
Come on, you know that boy. Come on now.
Kick guy out of group me. Yeah, he's gone.
No.
Kick him off everything.
But yeah,
I wouldn't dare disrespect Kobe Bryant like that.
yeah, but it's
I don't know. You trading water.
It's sad watching them though.
Y'all ain't let me get it out the way. Y'all ain't let me get it out.
No, you finished it. You just realized what you said.
Usually, but
He checked it.
yeah, it's sad watching the Suns and watching Devin Booker.
Who watches?
You watch just hold on. You said a couple weeks ago on the podcast, when you watch the Hawks, you want to watch Trae Young. That's why I only watch the Suns.
The Hawks actually been winning.
The Hawks had
Devin Booker.
I'm not.
The
First of all,
Hawks been winning like that, though.
They have.
you got game winners by Trae and everything.
That's true.
And they had a sellout arena against the Bucks, so too. Like, somebody watching them.
Yeah.
Somebody watching
At the
them.
end of the day, you're not gonna be like, you know what? Let me watch the Phoenix Sun. Let me see if Aiden gonna do something.
I
Let me
promise
see if
you.
Devin Booker gonna do something.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, okay, how many? If I see the Suns and nothing else is on, how many Devin Booker
I
got?
guarantee you're not gonna turn into that game until you see on the bottom of your screen and say Devin Booker got 37 and it's the second quarter.
Now you say,
Now you change it. Exactly.
Now
you get the Grizzlies. That's how I told you.
That's how it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
You ain't just.
I got you.
You
Yeah.
ain't watching that, man.
Yeah, you right.
So
I got you.
oh damn, he got 37 in the second quarter.
Let me see what's up. Yep.
Let me see. He might end up with 80 tonight.
Dumb question. What happened to Trevor Ariza?
He's in Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't know
He was
that.
part of
You
the.
remember that fat trade?
He was supposed to be part of the Brooks trade.
Okay.
Don't forget.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot because they gave up their point guard. Well, one of their scores was it Bledsoe. Phoenix gave up Bledsoe.
No, they gave him a couple years ago.
Yeah,
That was
a couple
years ago.
He played for the
They gave
Bucks.
up.
Who gave up Bledsoe?
Phoenix.
No. Somebody else gave up.
The Clippers.
Bledsoe.
The Clippers did.
Okay.
Gave him the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because
That's what I'm thinking
they
of.
had him and Goran Dragic. They all made playoffs with them too.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm going to take an extremely different route than all of y'all. When I saw that he put up, these monster numbers in these 3 games, I'm like, maybe he's not that good. And I'll say this because he put a what 60-70 against the Celtics.
70
loss, right?
Right.
I mean, these 3 games, nice numbers, all losses. How many players are putting up 50, 60 against a team and losing?
But they're not that talented either.
I could kill.
Most
of the time when you put on the numbers, you don't go.
I was going to say
that's true.
Look at the roster Kobe Bryant had. We had 80.
81.
Right.
81. Come on now.
Well, lose all the games.
First game, still won a game.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm not
just be a stat chaser.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I asked this while you sitting on their website. Pull up his shots. How many shots is he taking to get these 50, 60-point games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's one thing we are looking at. And I don't want to come off as knocking the man because I mean not anybody can just put up 50 and 40 and consecutive
but
games.
If you're doing that at a good percentage, you should be pulling out these games.
Yeah.
Now if you shooting 19 to 62, then obviously you supposed to lose.
My man put up 50 and lost by 30. Come on now.
9. He almost had 60.
Yeah.
Put up 50 and you lost by 30.
So
60.
So at that point, I'm either pointing at your shot selection or I'm pointing straight at defense ain't being played. So either you snowbirding.
I'm pointing at the team. Yeah, he doesn't play.
I know. First of all, who just said that a couple months ago? He don't get paid to play defense.
You talking about Jabbar Parker?
Boom. Devin Booker ain't out there for defense. He out there for offense. Obviously.
How does it feel that Jabbar Parker on the Wizards?
Shit, he on there?
Bang, bang.
All right, so he went 19 for 29 in both games, the Grizzlies and the Wizards.
That's not bad.
That's good, actually. Defense.
And 19 for 34 against the Jazz. So
that's all above 50%.
Yeah,
It's all above 50%. What are these shot selections? Are these threes? Are these like?
But he's hitting the majority of them.
3 for 6 for the Grizz, 3 for 9 for the Wizards, and 5 for 8 for the Jazz.
Okay,
so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it ain't bad. I mean, like I said, I'm not knocking them, but that causes that's a bad sign for me. You putting all these big numbers, but you still losing. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, that don't sit well with me.
I don't know, man. If you don't,
I'm looking at the guys around.
You're gonna lose too.
I'm looking at the guys around them.
You gotta win from last year.
But you gotta win one of them games too. I'm sorry.
I'm with you, but I'm still looking.
They were up by 18 on the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
you gotta pull out one of them games, G.
Ain't half the Grizzlies gone?
Yes. On the sideline.
I tried.
Yeah, you tried on that one, my boy.
Yeah.
It's over with.
What you saying, Trevor?
No, I was just saying I'm with Scalito on that one. I was just looking at just the rest of the guys because it's like, okay, DeAndre Ayton, we ain't heard his name since he got drafted. Where are you? Josh Jackson, huge prospect.
I knew that was gonna be a bust.
Yeah,
Josh Jackson.
I knew
where are you?
Ayton was gonna be a bust.
So Ayton actually been playing well.
Ayton ain't bad. Yeah. He's not bad. I knew Josh Jackson was gonna be trash because he was a wing that came from Kansas.
Bingo.
Came from Kansas.
Except Paul Pierce.
Andrew Wiggins is super average. He's average.
Shit.
Exactly.
How many times he been nut chick this whole season? Jimmy Butler showed that man up for real, bro.
Why is that a word?
I actually
did you see the Minnesota Timberwolves fans cheering when he got hurt?
Ouch.
Ooh.
He still played the game though.
Oh, Jimmy Butler. I think you meant Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, he hurt his back.
Yeah.
Basically, it was the first game back in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, you being salty because somebody was trying to push y'all to be better.
Exactly.
Bingo.
But at the end of the day, anytime you leave for the betterment of your career, or you want more, or you just leave that team in general where you're the best player,
and they're slow,
and like a fan is gonna always hate you, like regardless.
Yeah.
LeBron can leave LA right now, and LA still gonna fucking ride, even though they ain't make playoffs this year. Just because why you come here and leave us? Why you give us false hope? I mean, that's just like they feel like we owe them some loyalty. Like, you gonna stay here. You supposed to stay here and thick and thin with us. You supposed to do all this for us. No. I hate that for Jimmy, but it's whatever.
He don't care.
I know he don't care.
So I got a question before we move on, and I acknowledge it. I want everybody's opinion. Put yourself in Devin Booker's shoes. Do you sign that extension?
No.
The extension that he got last year, do you sign that extension?
No.
Knowing that you know how bad the front office is, they not drafted well. You're literally the only pick that they've drafted well.
If you not giving me help,
no.
Even if you
so you turn down all their money.
Honestly, okay, first of all, money don't mean anything.
It don't.
Carmelo Anthony found that out.
Though.
Carmelo Anthony found that out. I don't care.
Can you pull up his contract from please when you get a second? I'm listening.
I say yes, and I don't say this because of that. the NBA set up where your rookie contract, you become a restricted free agent, so that team still owns your rights.
Yeah.
So
And
you
they can
kind of
match.
you're in the same position essentially. If you don't sign an extension, this offseason, Phoenix still owns your rights, and they can match in the contract.
Right.
So either way, he has to demand a trade. Either he took the money or not took the money. He was going to demand a trade. You're going to take the money just because you get hurt.
Demand the trade then.
I would
You're going
have
to take the money just because you get hurt. If you get hurt, then you lose leverage.
I would have went the same way that Cat went when it came to him signing his extension. He's either show me you're gonna do something or trade me.
But see, they can show you, say, hey, we losing this year. We can be able to get a draft pick this year. We can get 2-3 of them. We can get Zion and stuff like that. That looks promising. Oh yeah, we can get next year's draft picks. I can bring you something. I can bring you young, fresh talent. Just sign this contract.
That's why you put a time frame on it.
No, what you telling me next year? No, I'm out.
He signed a 5-year, $158 million contract.
Yeah, you signed this.
With that being said, I'm kind of with Sharky.
That's an expensive contract, bro.
That's a very expensive contract.
Don't nobody want that contract.
I'm with Sharky though. I feel like he signed with the team that's making him a focal point in their offense, which is probably what he wants. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get probably a top 3 pick. What it's looking like, who knows? They may finally get a point guard, Ja Morant. And he looked pretty good in that offense. So they may be having like a trust the process moment, but it does start in the front office.
Is it just me, or is it you don't want none of them top 3 players to end up in Phoenix and ruin their career?
Boom. Took the words right out of my mouth.
I don't want none of their top 3 to end up.
You just mentally, somehow Phoenix is gonna mess this up. Now, I to answer my question, I would sign that. I would take that extension because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Because he wasn't even like a top. He wasn't even a top 10 pick, was he? He was a lot of.
He was a lot of
like 14.
He was like 13, 14. So he wasn't even making that much money. Mm-hmm. I would take that extension, but what I would have done, I wouldn't have signed for that many years. Yeah. I probably would have done like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
that way, so you can see a turnaround. Quick turnaround.
Exactly what I would have done.
Yeah,
that's 5 years. Ain't nobody trying to pick up their contract.
Yeah.
You split that up. That's at least $30 million a year.
And you know how they have like the contracts now that increase and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was making 27.2 and then 19, 20 season, 29 the next, 31.6 the next, 33.7 after that, and then 35.9. In the 2023 and 2024.
That man getting paid.
He getting paid. So, we see why he's
putting up numbers. So.
They losing, though. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You know what? That subject.
We got to say it's the city of Phoenix, too. Like, come on.
But
it's the West Coast.
Phoenix ain't been a market for anybody since Steve Nash started playing.
Okay, and that's what they're trying to do right now. If you got a player that can put up 70, obviously 60 whenever, that's a market, so you can market that in a way.
Who wants to go to Phoenix?
Ain't bad to live in.
It's not
exactly. It ain't hot.
It's
so
hot,
okay. It's better than me in Cole.
So I asked y'all this.
Better than Milwaukee.
Let me ask y'all. If they make the playoffs next year, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a whole conversation different. I'm just saying if. I said if.
That's a strong if.
You be coming up with these off the wall topics.
Now I'll answer your question. Yes, it's a different conversation, but that is a long jump to get to. Yes, it's an extremely long jump.
First of all, I ain't trying to kick a man when he's down, but okay, LeBron and them didn't even get there this year with LeBron.
And the Clippers made it without a All-Star.
Because they have a coach. They
have a good coach. Yeah.
So what if they get a
pretty solid lineup
better
team. Clippers too.
They're an overall better team too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a solid lineup. Don't play Clippers like that. They got a solid lineup.
Hold on, you telling me not to play the Clippers like
that?
You
who just said it.
But
they ain't got no suit.
You telling me the person that come on now.
I get that. I get that.
Come on now.
I get that.
I'm with the Clippers, but I'm just saying anything can happen. None of us thought that the Lakers weren't gonna make the playoffs, right? I'm just saying anything can happen.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen, bro.
If Phoenix making next year, Sacramento gonna make it next year.
They might. They might this year.
It's possible.
When the last time you seen both of them teams in playoff contention?
Here's the thing with both of them teams, it's all dealing with the front office. Mm-hmm. Both of these front offices are trash. And they got the except the Suns, they don't have the players. But the Kings, they got the players to make the playoffs.
Like they were battling for their spot until they just got eliminated, literally.
I know.
So.
Yeah.
But like I said, when the last time they've been in playoff contention, like actually being in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Been a long time.
A long time.
I got another. Ooh, boy, I got some trolling off today.
Move on.
Let's go.
So, Kristaps Porzingis was accused of rape. We have to be pretty quick on this one, but I think it'd be quick anyway.
Money.
Y'all thoughts?
Yeah, nothing but money.
Because she's just now coming out. It happened in New York. She just now coming out about it.
When my guy hurt last year.
Yeah.
That's what raised the question. That's what raised the question for me. They said that it happened like hours after he suffered his ACL injury.
You ain't.
The world don't turn like that. I don't think I believe that.
You're not gonna race somebody that's
like, you tried your best to avoid saying it, but
the visual I just got in my head.
Honestly, I don't feel like he's that type of person. I hate to say you judge a book by its cover, but to see his documentary, see where he came from and stuff like that, I don't believe he's that type of person. Honestly,
yeah.
Any athlete with money, I don't see unless you just got that type of background, that type of anger built up, and you just think you deserve everything. I believe these are like false allegations. He didn't want to deal with you, or you thought you was a shoe-in. You thought you was finna be his junt, his woman, whatever, and he cut this shit short. And boom, here we are.
And Dallas, obviously, I know New York told Dallas right before the trade, and Dallas still made the trade. So obviously they looked at it like,
yeah.
But you know, Mark Cuban about the money.
Now, Mark Cuban has he's under his own microscope of things going on in the organization. But
yeah, I'll say this: if it's true, I definitely hope that justice is served.
Absolutely.
Don't want anybody to be. I don't want that to happen to anybody. And then, of course, like if they got money, then they kind of pay it out. So if it's true, I definitely hope something come. I hope he gets some time served for it. But for me, it's kind of.
And my guy can't play.
I don't think there's going to be anything to come
of
it. And I say I don't think anything will come of it, just for the simple fact that I've read that the Mavericks knew of this situation beforehand, and I feel like if there was some truth to it, I don't think they would have made the trade. That's just me personally.
That's what I feel. Yeah. I was like,
so y'all ain't gonna answer my question. Y'all ain't gonna let my boy play with an ankle monitor in this joint?
That was hilarious.
Bro couldn't leave the state.
Can't go to no away games, but home games I got you.
Boy, the Lakers have been a funny story this year. I forgot all about that. Golly.
Yeah.
Was that this year or last year?
That was last year.
That was last year. Okay.
Yeah, it was last year.
All right, but anyway, let's move on to our real talk segment. We watched saw highlights of the Jam Fest last week for the McDonald's All-American game, and you pull up the woman who won the contest.
Shout out James Wiseman too.
It ain't even worth watching.
He had a nice show. Oh, it's his 18th birthday today as well. Happy birthday, James Wiseman.
Young goat, young unicorn.
The unicorn.
Francesca Belibi, she's a Stanford recruit. Pretty much won the what's it called?
The Jam Fest.
Won the Jam Fest this year.
Over Scotty
Lewis, who did a windmill over 3 people. I guess I'll take a head at it first. I didn't think it was right, to be honest with you. And call me a sexist, call me whatever, call me a anti-feminist, whatever you want to call me, I don't care. She did not deserve to win that dunk contest. I know we're moving into a society where women are being praised and, pushed on us, but at the same time, Candace Parker won this contest, 15 years ago. So seeing a woman dunk inside a dunk contest isn't anything new for us.
Man, hey, whoa, with the numbers now. 15 years ago. Calm it down. Too much
we getting old, bro.
Chill it out.
We getting old. 2004, bro. We getting old.
Look at it this way, man. Most NBA players went into their prime to their age. We're in our prime. Let's look at it.
We're in our prime, bro.
There you go.
We ain't even hit 30 yet, too, bro. So we still got youth.
We still got very
youth.
So y'all realize when we actually get old.
Get our max contract. How about that?
Exactly. There we go. We're working on our second deal right now. Let's go.
I'm trying to get the 5 years.
Y'all trying to get that? I'm trying to be Jamal Crawford later on in my career. Yeah, man. I need that 1 year deal. I'll be back.
You said it for that. I'm trying to get the 5 for 150.
Exactly.
I'm trying to be 40 years old still. Yep. Let me get that 1 year.
Let me get that 1 for 10. Vince Carter. Exactly.
42, bro. Bro. I'm trying to be there. But no, I agree with Took on this definitely. Just to see the creativity and what he pulled off from the couple clips that he showed. Man. Like I'm sorry, like just because you can go up there and grab the rim, put the ball in, and I mean whoop whoop. I get that you're a girl and stuff like that, but how tall is that girl?
6'1".
Okay, that's fine. She can jump just a tad bit, but she got a nice length. To her arms are actually long. So
yeah, I'm gonna say 6'1". Yeah, and her to be dunking. That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I looked at it like that. That was pretty impressive. What be 6'1", but the dunks,
they're average. They're average. PE folks can pull that jump.
I say PE.
If his dunks weren't so impressive,
Yeah, I would be like, take it away from him. Jumping over 3 people.
Windmilling over 3 people. Not just jumping over 3 people.
He windmilling
over 3 people. I think James Wiseman was one of those 3 people. If I'm not mistaken.
Hold on now.
Oh,
I think it was just a tall guy.
Okay, yeah, Kyle, that was dude.
I was like, if it was James Wiseman,
ESPN, tall black guys.
I was going right there with it.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'll say this, and I hope we don't get harped on, but I would say go look at the video before you kind of hop on. No, I'm talking about just the listeners. Yeah, definitely go look at the video. But I just think that I don't think the girl deserved to win. I think I can understand why they tried to let her win.
Absolutely.
Again, I think it's just to kind of get more excitement into the women's sports, especially basketball. So.
I believe that's why they just had them with us.
Yeah,
because they know nobody gonna try to watch.
Because I know our recurring guest Savage here mentioned something on Twitter asking why do they put the men and women in the contest together, but they don't play in the game together. Yeah. To answer his question, just probably only one woman that could dunk.
I ain't gonna say it's one. It just be that. They're rare. They're rare.
I'm talking about just in that contest when the high school. You might not have many. If you do, it's gonna be
one or
dunks.
two.
Yeah,
one or two.
And it's gonna be basically dunks. So how you having a real truly?
You ain't really seen nobody dunk since Brittany Griner.
And she was extra.
She was like what 6'7", 6'8".
That's why it was impressive with her being 6'1". But seeing how long she was, but seeing the dunks he made, it was just.
My biggest thing was like with the dunks, like you said, that Scotty Lewis made. It's like it was so much better than a woman dunk. You know what I'm saying? A woman dunk. Yeah. Like I get why she's being celebrated, and don't get me wrong, she definitely deserves to be celebrated. But at the same time, we gotta hold them to a standard of let's be real about equality. The Scotty Lewis performance. Was it better than what's her name, Belibi's performance? Absolutely, in my opinion.
His performance is better than the last NBA dunk contest.
Slick. I mean,
he won the slam dunk contest his past.
Like I saw the windmill first, and I jumped out my seat. I was like, whoa,
Sorry, homie, but it's the truth.
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is, man. Salute to her. I guess we'll see what happens next year.
Who did she sign with?
Stanford,
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, she finna.
So I mean, I was gonna definitely be on her next season. Like I'm excited to see her play. I'll watch her play.
Same one that had a highlight tape a couple months ago.
Yeah. Of her dunking. Yep.
Yeah.
No. She was scoring.
Mm-hmm. I might check her out then.
Yeah.
Either way, go. Move on.
Yep. 2, our famous troll or nah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, I'm gonna start off first with this, Jack.
Nah,
go ahead.
It ain't even finna be nowhere near that. That made me talk about it.
Come on, just be optimistic, bro. Go ahead.
But I thought about it earlier when we was talking about the game. Does today Tom Izzo is a better coach than Coach K? Does today make that valid? Because Duke could not answer to none of his out of bounds under the basket plays, nor sideline plays.
And
I'm gonna say
no. I almost said no, but then again, Coach K has more championships, but Tom Izzo hasn't always had the most talented players.
And when was the last time Tom Izzo won a championship?
He only has
2000.
Yep. So but I mean, to answer your point, at this point, one of the things that I wanted to bring up when we were talking about the Michigan State and Duke game was the fact that only Cam Reddish from the bench scored, from Duke. So it's like it's kind of the players thing. Like 4 players went unscored in a Duke game on Duke team. So it's like, is it a players thing or is it a coach thing? Like
but he's going off of like X's and O's.
X's and O's
strategy, like how those out of bounds plays.
If you can say that makes it much more interesting.
Like, it's not troll to me. When you go by strictly a coach, it's like I'm not. It's not trolling out of me. Bruce Pearl is better than John Calipari as a coach, but due to this,
that's facts. That's facts.
Facts. But you're going if you take it for the way he worded it, I think that's the way he's asking in X's and O's, not actual recruiting the whole.
Oh no, we ain't counting recruits now. Come on now.
Yeah, you're going by that, just solid as a coach. Because Tom Izzo only has one championship because really talented. If you want to be honest, because he consistently makes the Final Four with teams that are less talented.
I think this one his 8th, or something like that.
He always gets there.
He's always been in the.
I mean, that one year he lost to North Carolina in the national championship game by like 30, and that's just because North Carolina was just
that much better. Yeah.
I'll say this.
Was impressive.
I'll say this.
This is a good one. Like I'm really thinking about it. This is a good one.
God, that's really hard. Like I thought I had an answer, but this is like, dang, bro. I think I'm being a little biased when I say this. I will still take Coach K, but I said this a couple weeks ago. Tom Izzo is really, really underrated. He's mentioned like amongst the greats with like the Coach K and of course Tom Izzo's up there. Roy Williams, he's up there too, and Kansas coach, I can't think. Bill Self. He's mentioned amongst all of them, but like if you see like the plays that he draws up and the fact that he can get a lot out of his players, I think more so than Coach K can.
Yep.
I think says a lot. But here's the stat for you, and I saw this before the game. Tom Izzo before today was 1-11 against Coach K. So there is that.
Who's had the better draft class though?
Well, I don't think that matters. Well, I think that plays a part in it, but how
far back you gotta go?
He got another thing on it though. Duke and Michigan State always play in the beginning of the season.
Yep.
Tom Izzo teams always get better as the season goes along.
Bingo.
The March Madness runs. The tournament runs.
Yep.
This is true.
I'm gonna say simply based off of X and O's and getting the most out of players, like Lito said, I do have to roll with Tom Izzo. So I'm gonna say not a troll. I gotta say not a troll.
It would be scary to see what Tom Izzo can do with
recruits.
That would be scary.
That's what my decision boiled down to is like if you put the same talented players on with Tom Izzo. Yeah.
That's why it's not trolling.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Damn.
What came with it today?
Yes, that's a good one. Oh, I'm going all as well, just simply on X's and O's when it comes to the debate with Tom Izzo and Coach K. I'm just looking at this the roster for Michigan State's national championship. Not Mateen Cleaves, who's I think National Player of the Year that year. Mo Pete was he was a sophomore. Jason Richardson was there as a freshman.
Jay Rich, boy,
as a freshman. Yes, as a freshman.
Dude, that's a name.
Yeah.
Rich.
Shout out to the original Warrior. The original Warrior.
You said original Warrior.
Remember Scott, we into my prime, man.
Y'all gonna live on 5? Was it live on 5?
Yep.
That man was dunking that.
But yeah, man. And I also had to just look. One thing that I think probably hurts Coach K in this whole thing is this transition that college basketball is taking when it comes to recruits. He's getting all these top recruits, but yet it's not translating to what the general public or even fans should expect out of them. Of course, their last national championship was 2015, and that was when they had a decent class with Jaleel Okafor, Justice Winslow, Tyus Jones.
Older brother.
Yeah. And then before that, you have to go back, we mentioned it before, to 2010, and that's when he didn't really have much talent.
That one had a lot of it.
John Shire.
They had a lot of seniors.
What's Nolan Smith on that?
Nolan Smith was on that team. Yep.
Assistant coach.
Kyle Singler was still on that team as well. Yeah.
2010.
Yeah. Because Kyle Singler played all 4 years. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was getting ate up by
Gordon Hayward. Yeah.
Yep. Gordon Hayward tore him up.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good one though. I'm going all on that.
Knicks.
I kind of have two. I'm not sure if I want to do two, but I got one. I'm trying to figure which one do I want to do. Well, actually, because I started to say this one last week, and it's kind of a question more than like it's a troll and all, but I guess it is. We all still believe that the Golden State Warriors are gonna win a championship, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure because I know a lot of people are just like, oh no, the Warriors they don't look as good. They got Boogie Cousins. I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page. That the Warriors, at the end of the day,
You want to go first, or you want?
I go. No, I was waiting on him to finish.
Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to make sure we were still on the same page. But since we all on the same page, the kind of goes back. I got a second one. Okay. Who's the better point guard, De'Aaron Fox or John Wall?
God.
God.
Bow. That was a good one.
No, because I think De'Aaron Fox is better.
So his game moderns after John Wall. He
really, yeah.
Essentially, he's a second coming John Wall.
Pretty much.
Hold on, can I ask you what did the Warriors have to do?
He said that was more of a question, but here's the real one.
Well, no, I
He just wanted to make
trust.
He had something.
I really wish y'all.
Yeah, because with the Warriors, because I'm gonna be real. The Warriors got us in the first round. We're 7-14 in our last 21. I said we was winning too.
Yikes.
We ain't winning the game.
Difference of weeks makes, huh?
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
I watched parts of the game against Dallas today. We look terrible. We're not winning the
KD
game.
is going to be different than a regular season.
We're not winning the playoff
That's
game. And
absolutely
then
true.
Paul George is dealing with the bad shoulder, even though it's his non-shooting shoulder. Yeah, we're not winning the game.
He's gonna regret he signed there, nonetheless.
Y'all gonna get this one over with.
All right, well, back to the original one. This is De'Aaron Fox and John Wall. Go ahead.
Dog, man.
I thought it was a good one.
I haven't seen John Wall play in a while. De'Aaron Fox hasn't made playoffs. De'Aaron, what is his second year?
Yeah, but he has really good numbers though. Look at his numbers. Like he has really good numbers this
So
year.
you saying he's better than John Wall?
I'm just asking if he's a better player or
It's a
not.
troll right now. He would become a better player, but at this current moment, no. I say no.
Yeah, John
John
Wall
Wall
has.
injured.
Yeah, John Wall has
De'Aaron Fox
a.
hasn't. Second year in the league, he hasn't made the playoffs yet. I need. It's too early. It's really one of those. It's too.
It's
early.
almost like
It's too early, really.
It's almost similar to.
Look at Aston ready to say something.
But no, I'm gonna go troll on them. I'm gonna go with John Wall on this one just because John Wall has like a defining playoff series moment in that series against Atlanta. Even though they lost the next series to Boston.
I thought you about to say the game when he shot in Game 6 that he watched at my apartment.
Boom.
But he won like 0-9 in the fourth quarter game.
It
7
didn't matter.
So
Yeah.
it didn't matter because
the big moment he knocks it down.
The big moment he got sent to the house.
Big moment.
The biggest
He
moment.
knocked it down and stacked on that table. It didn't matter.
All right, Ashton, defend your guy. Go ahead.
I like De'Aaron Fox. I mean, he's a Kentucky product. I mean, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I still put John Wall first because he's on both sides of the floor, defensively and offensively.
De'Aaron Fox?
That's fine.
He's John Wall.
That's fine. He's another making of John
Yeah.
Wall. That's why I say Calipari kind of go back and get
He
those
do, though.
guards that's like that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That is a good point. Yeah.
you can. What guard has Calipari
Marcus
not
T?
gotten like this?
He couldn't shoot.
Derrick
D-Rose?
Derrick Rose. What? Yeah, he became a shooter in the
Tyreek
league.
Evans.
Tyreek Evans.
God,
Every guard
Man,
he's
sure.
gotten has been that type of build. Now all of them ain't been quick.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? Yeah.
That's why I said when I saw Ashton
crazy.
today, I was like, yeah, I need you to do more than what you just doing,
Yeah.
facilitating. Every guard that has come before
Who you
you.
got coming in next year? They can't shoot.
They can't shoot. Need me a point guard with long arms that can't shoot. Okay, that's you.
Well, the Harrison twins, they were shooting a little bit.
But no, he
That's all right.
always
They was
picks a
okay.
guard that can drive, distribute the ball and stuff like that. That's why I said Haggins today didn't make no difference. You just facilitated the ball and brought it up the court. That's all you did. You ain't make no indent. You ain't make no push for your team. So no, of course I'm gonna defend John Wall in this and say no, he's not better than John Wall, but his game is similar to John Wall's. Now De'Aaron Fox hasn't just proved himself because he can't make a playoff run. You haven't seen him carry his team just anywhere. And I mean, trust me, Washington doesn't have
It's really
much at all.
He is really good.
But to go
numbers.
back on, it's so early. It's
Yeah.
It's early. It's just the second year.
It's kind of like one of those.
I mean, but for him to only be in his second year and for them to like
close to
just
In the West.
miss the playoffs in the West, that is
Yeah,
saying
but you-
something.
Just like how Phoenix got problems, you know we got problems.
Your problem is number 2 making all this money.
Bang, bang. We gotta get some gunshots on. Bang bang.
Nah, that's nothing. He averaged 17 and 7, by the way.
It's not bad.
Oh yeah,
It's not bad for a second year.
yeah.
I mean, so he's the second coming, John Wall. Hopefully he.
Like I said, the game is modeled straight after him. Speed, get you to the basket, beat you on the dribble.
Uh-huh.
You know, hit your shots every once in a while, but he's majority of a drive guard.
He can finish, and he can finish at the rim as
Yeah,
well.
that's-
Yeah.
that's-
Just like
like I said, that's
John
what-
Wall. Yeah,
that's what
He
Calipari
ain't coming.
picks.
Long arms.
yeah.
Like
He's a skinny John Wall, and John Wall was skinny when he was at Kentucky too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to shoot better than him too.
That's
these
like I said, it's
wishes
too
that y'all
early.
It's too
have.
early, man. Yeah, it's too early.
But nah, that was a good one though. You know, even though they don't
We miss-
respect my boy. Well,
Bruh.
he respect him.
I
I
said,
take that
we
back.
got
I take
y'all
that
some.
back. He
Yeah.
respect him.
Yeah.
He's partially respecting. This nigga don't not.
Yeah,
he's not respecting nobody.
You make us not respect him. That's what it is. We know. No, I don't think any of us had an issue with John Wall until you came around.
I actually like John Wall. The fact that he was actually from North Carolina. Y'all know I got ties to North Carolina, so
Raleigh.
Yeah. So I guess not a troll. John Wall's better than DeAnthony Fox. And next one, please.
I ain't got one.
I
think he had Ashton had the second one. Yeah,
y'all got two. Y'all got two.
Gonna be a pause on my. I gotta remember it after laughing so much.
All right, so my second troll and all, I didn't make up for my first one. How about that? My second troll and all is who had the better college career, Kevin Durant or Zion Williamson? And as we discussed that, a stat for you: Zion Williamson scored over 100 points in this year's March Madness tournament. The last person to do that wasn't Kevin Durant; it was Derrick Rose. So I think how Zion, we saw him be on display, like his footwork, like him be everywhere. Like there was nothing the man couldn't do. Like there were times that you can double team him, triple team him, like he could do it all. And we hadn't seen anybody with that type of talent since Kevin Durant, really, when he was at Texas.
So
what's Zion's numbers for the year?
I'll pull. One of us can pull.
At least 20 a game.
Before, well, y'all looking it up. It's not. So you said, where is the actual troll or not? Is Zion Williamson better than
who had a better college career, Zion or KD?
It's more of a question.
It's more of a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Zion's numbers are 22, 8, and 2.
Okay, so you got that versus
Kevin Durant.
25 and
You
11.
should left that as a poll question.
Yeah.
It is
That would have been
I mean, you can still leave it as a poll question.
Yeah,
we can leave it out
get
there.
their
We'll do
opinions
it
to
after
and
this.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So you got that versus 25 and 11
So,
for KD.
I mean, you can
go.
go. Well, you want me to go first? Or you gonna go first? You can go first.
I guess I say Zion because you can argue that the year after KD left, Michael Beasley came in and broke all his records.
Michael Beasley was a whole nother beast, dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can argue next year Michael Beasley arguably did top KD. So it's each year somebody.
I think that's the real question.
Honestly, I'm not even trying to.
That's the real question. Let's be real.
KD in college, but Michael
Yeah,
Beasley
that
came
needs to be the real
KD.
question. Who's better? Who's had the better college, Zion or Michael Beasley? Because that's the bigger debate right there.
I mean, are we gonna leave it at that? We go with Michael Beasley.
I mean, we can talk about all three. So hey, might as well.
For me, y'all know, I love Kevin Durant. That's my favorite player. But for this one, I'm actually gonna go with Zion Williamson. I would go Zion Williamson simply because he has the publicity behind him. He has the it factor about him. Everybody's zoomed in to watch him, and he never failed. He never failed to put on a show, and he had the numbers behind him. It was just, for specifically today, really, he couldn't get help from his teammates. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They could have won a championship this year, really.
Yeah.
He went farther than the KD in the tournament.
Yeah.
And then we blamed it on Rick Barnes earlier. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a good coach, and Kevin Durant was Kevin Durant though.
Yeah. It's not so much Rick Barnes like a coach, but he chokes in the when it gets big moments too big for him.
Does Zion even have a bad game this year?
I know.
I was just saying, as you said, I'm like,
no.
shoot,
It's more like a bad shoot. No.
It ain't even just a bad
He
shooting
takes
day.
he shot 59% for the year. Buddy was always shooting decently.
Yeah.
I mean, even though most of his baskets are at
the rim.
At the rim.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's his specialty.
Yeah.
But for me, it ain't even about shooting. It was just sometimes you can have a good
Impact on the
shooting
game,
night. For me, he always had an impact on every single game. You was like, dang, Zion Williamson doing something. You watch Sports Center every day to find out what did Zion do this time. What did he do against Virginia Tech?
That was my whole thing. When you pointed out 25 and 11 from KD, the numbers are impressive and everything, but he didn't impact the game like Zion.
Yep.
Zion was there for the blocks. He's there on the presence he creates on defense. That offensively, I don't see KD. I didn't see KD just creating that big of a problem. That back in the day. Of course he got the stats.
Yeah.
But honestly, Zion has the presence. And he showed up to every performance. He ended up on SportsCenter, ESPN, whatever, by a block, a steal that he wasn't supposed to get, a chase down.
And to be honest, when Zion went out for injury, Duke, they almost lost to Wake Forest at home. Wake Forest is 11.
It's a whole different squad. It's a whole different squad.
And it's how close the games were in the tournament. You take Zion out, Duke is.
You realize how much of their offense is him
good,
and their defense.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a game changer for Duke.
Yeah, the biggest story for Zion came in the game he barely even played. This was the game he got injured. Like, that just shows you his impact on college basketball.
And that was a world of difference.
Yeah, exactly.
A world of difference.
So
that was a good one. Well,
I mean, Michael Beasley though.
Did you?
That was my boy back in the day. That was my boy.
he had some numbers though.
Boy walked in
Their career.
Boy walked in, strictly Kansas State because he walked in the building. He was good for 20 and 10.
He said,
Like I said, if you don't look at it statistically wise, I'm still going with Zion. But if you're looking at numbers,
Michael Beasley,
bro.
If you just want to go just on sheer impact, I'll definitely take Zion.
Yeah.
But just statistically,
because you had to think about like Kansas State wasn't known to be good at basketball
until he got there.
30-point
Yeah,
game.
He was good. He was good for 20 and 10.
Yeah.
Like, he walk in the building, he got 20 and 10.
he took a 20 and 10 to build with him.
Yeah.
I'm actually sad they didn't transition over into the NBA. Bro.
He didn't have the right team.
Just think there was an argument between him and Derrick Rose as number one pick.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose didn't take over the number one spot to the NCAA tournament. It was Michael Beasley gonna be number one pick before Derrick Rose won that round.
I think
And
had
both-
Chicago.
and
I know.
both
I
careers
think
went in the
honestly, had Chicago not gotten
Michael Beasley probably won number one.
yeah
So where did Mike Beasley get drafted to?
to Miami.
Ouch.
It's certain orgs that just
That was
kill
with
your
Dwayne
career.
Wade.
Yeah. He also was injury prone to start his career though.
Yeah.
So that
He
played
had
that
a
factor.
problem. He kept getting in trouble. Drugs.
Yeah, he couldn't stay out
yeah.
of trouble either. Yeah.
Well, you get
Making
money, you
pranks.
don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was doing where his problem coming out of college was he was like immature. And
He was a high. You cannot tell me if
Johnny Manziel.
I'm coming out
was him.
scoring
Yeah.
30, 10, whatever,
As a freshman in college,
and I'm 17, 18.
Then going to Miami.
exactly.
With money.
Exactly.
With money.
With money.
I'm cocky, arrogant, everything, immature, whatever you like.
Boy.
We all were young ones, so it's just like
Yeah.
imagine having money and you knew you the shit.
Mhm.
Damn, y'all didn't come in with no trolling out. It's me and Scott show today or something. What's really going on?
based off of what I've seen today and a lot of throughout their entire season, troll or not, Cam Reddish would not be a top 10 pick.
That's a troll.
NBA.
He's going top 5.
He's going sadly.
For as long as
Sadly.
he's a shooter.
I'm not drafting him in no top.
I wouldn't draft
first
him.
round.
But he's going like this
smart,
this
So why do
draft.
y'all think that he's gonna be?
It's a weak draft.
It's a very weak
Do you
draft.
watch the NBA draft? Do you pay attention to like?
I'll say this. I
throughout
think
the year.
Kind of.
I think it's a weak
Kinda
draft,
sorta.
but I think you can see his potential on defense. I think that's what keeps him there. I think if he was typical Cam Reddish and didn't play the defense that he did, he really, I don't care how weak the draft was, because he's already dropping as it is. I don't think he would still be a top 10 pick. But I think a lot of people, and I've seen, sadly enough, some Grizzly front office people talk about Cam Reddish. I'm like, oh boy, don't do
Please
that.
convey the pick. Convey the pick.
Convey the pick to
Thank
Boston,
you, Jonas.
please.
Thank you, Jonas Valanciunas.
All right, so I'm on NBADraft.net, and
That's
this
always
is
a
their
Look at.
And they had the Grizzlies.
We're gonna start looking at some other ones.
Okay.
NBA draft and they be struggling something because you know
Yeah.
Grant Williams is not on there.
yeah.
I done
noticed
heard.
that.
I done seen various outlets that he's projected to be in the first round, late first round,
Yeah.
like between 23 to 27. So
I'm back off that one. He good. Grant Williams is good, but
So
in this draft,
In this round,
yeah.
late first round, yeah.
because you don't know if his game translates in NBA.
yeah, that's why.
But
Yeah.
to add the Skylar trolling on, Cam Reddish gonna be another Rajah Bell.
Roger Bill good then.
Roger Bell, you wouldn't get him with no top 10.
You wouldn't take him in the top 10 though.
True, that is true.
All right.
All right.
Roger Bill
I'm trying to
kinda
find
good, man.
another mock draft.
Roger
Actually,
Bell.
hold on. Let me take that back. I think if you tell me now, how long was Roger Bell in the league? Because sometimes I think that plays a factor in. If you can tell me right now that Cam Reddish is still going to be in the league, what, 10 years from now, and average he averaged what 40% from three or something like that, and played pretty decent defense. That's
14
not
years.
bad.
I'm coming from the Grizzlies.
That's not bad.
I'm coming from the Grizzlies.
That's not bad for a lottery pick.
I'm coming from the Grizzlies standpoint. I don't want no Cam Reddish.
But you're not Chris Wallace, so we
I
gonna
know
keep it
we
rolling.
not.
Bingo.
Convey the pick, Grizzlies.
Please, convey the pick
Convey the
to
pick
Boston.
before y'all do some stupid stuff.
But what
But
me
we-
and Trevor
but we
were gonna
need
say
to
though, they do have the
can shoot.
Grizzlies.
Barely.
I mean, I take him over Pimp right now, honestly.
Yeah. I would.
I've looked at two separate mock drafts, and they have us taking
Cam
Reddish. Yep.
Well, they got us 8 though, cause we 8 now.
They got
us a 7.
We almost better convey their pick now.
Yeah, they got us 8 on NBA draft. So
we like one game out for night and conveying and giving it to Boston. So we close.
Nah, Jared Culver really is shooting up.
I stick with my Jared Culver, but his shooting,
his shooting's spotty at best.
I don't know. I gotta see who everybody is in this class that's entering.
Zion.
I don't know a lot of names.
Basically, everybody that came out.
Bobo,
who got hurt.
Who
I never saw him play.
So
I heard he was a
Jared, Jared Culver. He played for Texas Tech. So watch Texas Tech in the final.
Lanky dude, number 23.
Yeah.
I can't.
He got some skill, but he ain't shooting.
He can't shoot. And Bobo played like maybe the first 5 or 6 games before he went out, and he was beasting.
DeAndre Hunter from.
And we go again. Bobo is an ugly ass dude. I'm just sorry, bro. He pulled the picture up right now, and I just saw him. Just like, wait, what?
Bobo. You know his pops played back in the day.
His pops, Manubo.
Yeah.
They don't change facts, you ain't.
I'm saying, did you know how ugly he was? So now do you? So you seen Virginia play? Did you notice the number 12 dude, DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah,
he's a projected. He's better than Cam Reddish.
Did he not score the other night?
I think he scored. Yeah, like 2.
Yeah, no, I think he fouled out with 0.
Now he scored one time. Okay, he ain't fouled out against Purdue. Cause
I would take DeAndre Hunter over Cam. I would.
He can't shoot either.
He can't shoot either. But
I've seen a couple things. Well, I've seen more games where he's done better than Cam.
Yeah.
Cam's only had 2 or 3 good games.
He's had more impact. But yeah, that's
these comparisons though that they got on this site.
Not to
almost as bad as Jalen Rose's right.
Yeah, I'm looking at last year, John. This is gonna be the first year that the draft class will have somebody born in the year 2000. Yeah, we can know.
Hey, stop!
Yeah.
Stop! Did we not?
In the show right there.
I'm looking at us. Let me go and find
out.
this.
Remember, man, when you out here 26, 27-ish, around our age group, you are hitting your prime. You are entering your prime. So all the people are getting old.
This is the perfect time for me to play Key Glock Prime, but copyright issues.
Y'all the 26, 27. I'm the old one here, man, because I'm hitting 30 in August.
98.
Hey.
I'm hitting 30 in August.
Boy. All right, this man Trevor like, damn, y'all young. Boy, I graduated in 98. What y'all talking about?
So all this out of
So as we close the show out, remember, we are powered by the Binge Podcast Network. Shout out to iHeartMedia and 1019 Kiss FM. You can listen to us on any podcast platform. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LBR Sports 901 and join the Facebook group at the Let's Be Real group. Remember, we are entering our prime. Even you, Trevor.
I know. I'm coming for the 5-year-old.
Hey, real fun fact. Trevor, the only dude in here that's about to see Zion and LeBron be prime because he been here forever. If y'all think about it, you watch 2 players. You might have watched Jordan in his prime too.
Nah, I ain't that old now. Come on,
you crossed the line.
You crossed the line right there. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Peace.